Well, John, first.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to say it. That was a very sad crack. It's a sad crack.
Why is it a sad
It's a sad mood.
All right.
We're stuck with Gannon again. I would have sworn he was gone. And the whole manner that the fact that this guy is back in Philly is ludicrous. I mean, think about this, right? They want Josh McCown. He's not a head coach, and they know it, but they want him so bad anyway. So, like, all right, let's get a defensive guy to pair with McCown. Then all the Brian Flores stuff happens.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, suddenly we love our black defensive coordinator that's been here all year. Suddenly he's the guy. We haven't interviewed him for 3 months since our season's been over, or 4 when our season was effectively over. But suddenly he's the guy running this terrible defense last year. He's the guy. So now they name him the head coach with, like, what? There's a lot of politics with that, but whatever. But now Gannon comes back here, which means Wink Martindale, who everybody would have loved to have had here, he's with the Giants now. Not great. Vic Fangio, not going to be here. Brian Flores, obviously not going to be here. Like, this sucks. I have very little confidence in Gannon, and we've got him for another year.
Why do you care? Why does everyone care so much about the defense? It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
It barely matters. Like, the whole draft a linebacker in the first round. Gannon's not that good to begin with anyway. How do we know if Jonathan Gannon's any good? We've already decided that he's just terrible. I think he's fine. He's okay. He might actually be good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Believe that. Don't believe that at all.
What? He's got 4 head coaching interviews. If you're using the same logic that you told me on Sunday about Howie Roseman and everybody that gets to interview him and gets jobs and all this other stuff, then, like, don't you have to say the same thing? If that guy was potentially interviewed by 4 NFL teams?
Well, wasn't Dan Quinn too?
Yeah. Do we actually know?
Sometimes bad teams interview bad candidates. I mean, that does happen too. Like, we've seen Gannon. The front office people, you have to guess a little bit more because, like, I don't know exactly what those people are doing. They're not sending me their paperwork, So it is what it is. But when I'm looking at a guy like Gannon, you think, okay, what are the things that he didn't do, right? My criticism with Sirianni is he didn't do the obvious stuff at the beginning of the year.
Right.
That was the problem with Gannon. Just sitting back. No, let's just relax. No, hey, 85% completions. No problem, Zach Wilson. Do your thing. You just can't.
Did they win the game?
You can't live like that.
Did they win the game?
They won that game, but are they as good as they could be given the talent? That's the question.
There is no talent on the defense.
There is talent on the defense.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
There's enough.
A blown down Fletcher Cox. BG, you missed the entire year. TJ Edgeworth came around, I guess, right? There's your linebacker of the future. Steven Nelson, Darius Slay. Fine. 1 year McLeod, 1 year of Anthony Harris. Like, it's just a ragtag defense to begin with anyway. So, like, who could have elevated this defense more outside of Jonathan
Mike
Gannon?
Zimmer, who's available, Wink
Zimmer.
Martindale, who's available, Vic Fangio, who's available, like all of those guys. That was the thing. You look at all the defensive guys that were available right now, which doesn't happen like this. It really doesn't happen. They're all on the market. You go, oh my God, we could get any of these guys, and it's all because Gannon's going to get a head coaching job.
You wanted them to fire Gannon if they didn't get a head coaching job and then, like, replace the defensive coordinator?
Ideally, if it was me, I'd be like, sorry, pal, you're out of here. But for looking at the Eagles, I wanted Gannon to get the job with Houston, which he was on track for until the Flores lawsuit.
Yep.
So he was going to get that job. And then we would just naturally go, oh, well, he's gone. So what are we going to do? We're going to clone Jonathan Gannon and let him keep the job here too? No, you got to find somebody else and put him in the job. And all those people would have been better track records, all of them.
More than likely, who gets hired is one of the defensive back coaches or, like, the linebackers coach or whoever's doing that because, again, I don't think Jonathan Gannon's calling plays. Somebody else there is. And if it would have been just as easy as, like, the one of the guys on his staff is going to take over, which is probably what they would have done. They weren't going to hire Zimmer. They weren't going to hire one of these big, like, flashy names to come in and revamp this defense. They want to keep it basically the same. That's what it tells everybody.
Yeah, I would have had a really sharp pitchfork if that was the case. I would have had a very sharp pitchfork. I mean, look, youth is good. Youth is good at some point.
Yep.
Yes, be young, evolve, grow, all that kind of stuff. I understand where they're going with it, but having somebody that has been there, been successful to cover a whole side of the ball, there's nothing wrong with that. We've talked about it before. Sean McVay, Wade Phillips at the beginning of that, really nice balance of things. John Harbaugh with all the guys that he had over the years, like all these older veteran guys like Dean Pease and whatever. There's a really good balance to all of that. And to get a guy of that caliber when there's 5 of them sitting around and go, we could have gotten any of them, it feels like we've missed out.